Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Justin Stapleton.
Hot one out there today. Temperatures got back into the low 90s here across the valley, mid 90s as you got down towards Roseburg. One of the spots a little cooler out to the coast. The visual satellite behind me kind of flickering on and off or losing some of the feed, but does give you a good indication that marine layer just kind of slid its way across the coast most of the day, and that kept places like Newport struggling to get to the low 60s. How about that? So almost a 30-degree temperature difference from Bacon here inland, and much cooler and certainly breezy out to the coast. So there is that marine layer. Otherwise, the visual satellite was pretty much clear skies across most of the state. I don't expect it to change as we go overnight tonight. Again, the coastal fog will start to fill in pretty quickly if it's not already there, which it is in some of the central coast spots. But we will start to see over the next couple of days a bigger push of some westerly air. And that's not only going to bring the temperatures back down, but get those overnight lows a little further south as well, which will likely be a little better sleeping weather. In addition, we'll bring back some morning cloud cover as we get to Thursday and Friday. We'll get into that in just a second. So we've got a weak cold front just hanging off of the western British Columbia coastline there. Again, these are very, very weak this time of year. They don't have a lot of impact, so they just sort of swing their way through. But if you add them all up, which was what we'll get over the next couple of days, will be enough to start to slowly push that marine layer back in. So for tonight, still fairly reasonable sleeping weather as you get in towards the valley here. We'll see the temperatures in the mid 50s, right around 60 degrees in Roseburg. It's going to be a very mild night there and along the coast. We'll try to get those temperatures down as we head into the next couple of days. Couple of 100-degree days on the board from the Dalles and also to Medford at 101, 98 in Ontario, hot out in Rome. They were at 97 and pretty much 90s with the exception of Portland at 89. Across the board, 61 in Newport. Look at the contrast between that and North Bend sitting at 72 degrees. Right now, they're checking in at around 64, 94 still in Roseburg, low 90s here in the valley from Corvallis all the way down to Eugene, 74 to 71 up in the mountains and around 85 to 90 degrees out into central Oregon. So here's what we've got as we head towards the next couple of days. You can see that ridge of high pressure starting to drift off to the east a bit. Two different fronts that are starting to develop. Cooler air moving in with these as well. Now, the bulk of these systems will stay to the north of us. We'll just sort of get brushed by a few of these fronts as they slide through. And there'll be a series of those, 2 to 3 to 4 of them, coming through over the next 24 to around 72 hours. What they won't do is bring us any rain chances. What they will do, though, is start to knock the temperatures back into the 80s tomorrow and eventually into the 70s as we get to Friday. But they're not very strong, and those highs are this time of year. And so those ridges rebuild out in the Pacific, and we'll see another one bring back the heat as we head towards early next week. So we'll go morning clouds, sunny skies, breezy again by the afternoon for the coast. Coast may be one of the spots that actually can see some drizzle. I think that'll be mainly central coast as you go northward. By Friday, Saturday, it's back to sunny skies. And same thing as we go in towards early next week. In the Umpqua Basin, we'll call it warm, not necessarily as hot as it was. And then a refreshing breakdown to the low 80s by Friday. Sunday and Monday, we're back quickly up into the 90s. Sunny and warm in the Cascades with the temperatures in the mid to upper 70s there. We'll be looking at right around 90 degrees, so another hot day in Bend and Redmond, but a quick cool off by Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. May have to watch for a few flare-up of thunderstorms late Wednesday afternoon as well out in the central Cascades. And finally in the valley, a sunny afternoon. I do think we'll be looking at thicker cloud cover both Thursday and Friday morning, but it will lead to a more comfortable afternoon forecast where we can keep the clouds, keep the air cool. That drops temperatures in the afternoon.
I like it.
Sounds good. An Oregon City